This is Tim Hallbach from the National Weather Service in Milwaukee with the Part 7, the last section of the 2016 Storm Spotter training with communications and what ends up being probably the most important part of the training, the last step, making sure that your information gets it to the Weather Service so that we can let the public know of what's coming their way. Like I said, this is the most important step in the whole process. We must get the reports of what's actually happening at the ground. Don't assume that the Weather Service knows what's happening just because a warning is out. There might be times where we have no idea what's going on. We're just basing it completely off of radar, and any kind of reports really help us know what's actually going on at the ground. So the basics with reporting, important thing is when did it occur, where did it occur, what is occurring, so like a tornado, large hail, and then what's the source? If you've gone through the spotter training now, you can be called a trained weather spotter, law enforcement, whatever it might be. But it's important to use the proper terms. Like I showed in earlier sections, the difference between a funnel cloud and what a tornado is. Try to be as specific as you can. If you need to, you can estimate, but try to be as confident and let us know what you're seeing out there. You can give your location in the miles from a city or an actual intersection or address. We can get down to the details on that and follow up if necessary, particularly with tornadoes. There's a lot of times where we get reports where someone will see a tornado and then we never hear from them again. So we don't know if it's still on the ground, if it's what is happening with the tornado. So please follow up and let us know if it's ended or things like that. Some of the different things with location, you can report your location a distance from a city. So like here at our office, we're 3 miles southeast of Sullivan. You can give the actual intersection, like here it'd be Her Road and Hard Scrabble. We can give our actual address so that we're as close as possible with the storm report. With tornadoes, know that the tornado is not going to be happening at your location, hopefully. So give a direction of where that event is occurring in relation to where you're at. So say the tornado's off to my northeast here. Some of the different things you can report: tornadoes, water spouts if you're over the lake, funnel clouds, rotating wall clouds, flooding. Are roads washed out? Is there how much standing water is there? More than just little puddles. Heavy rainfall, if you're measuring it, anything that's about an inch or more per hour. Hail size, how big is the hail that you're getting? Any kind of winds that you either measured or had some damage with. And probably won't know injuries or fatalities, but damage does help out. So we've been told not to have people call 911 because unless they are facing some kind of injury or fatality type situation. So just try to relay any kind of damage reports to us as well so that we know. Our spotter phone number, this is at 1-800-545-8197. Only call it for reports, particularly with tornadoes, flash flooding, or any kind of higher end type of reports. We only have so many phone lines in the office, and it's not for getting fishing forecasts or anything like this. This is kind of our hotline number to try to get as many reports in there. So be specific and quick with your report and let us know what you're seeing, but only reports with this number. Also know we're making a push to try to get as many reports as the storm is in progress, because they become much more valuable as the storms are actually progressing, as opposed to like a day later or a few hours later even. People react based on the reports that they're seeing, and they're trying to gauge how much action they should take based on what they're hearing. So your report could be what sends somebody down to the basement. We relay this information through our warnings, and the broadcast media also will be relaying this information over the air. So your information is being sent out and used quite a bit if you're giving this while the storms are going on. You can report through social media a couple different ways. We've got a Facebook page that you can go to that will typically have an image pinned to the top of the page here that you can report on. This is a great way to give any kind of photo pictures of what's going on at your location, and on Twitter at NWS MKX. This is, if you had to choose between Facebook and Twitter, Twitter's going to be better because we are monitoring on TweetDeck, and as soon as you send in a report to that, it alerts us, makes a noise, and we hear it. With Facebook, we have to refresh the page anytime we want to see what's happening there. So if you have a choice, Twitter is going to be better. Mention us in the tweet at NWS MKX so that we see it. You can use the hashtag SWIWX, but that might be missed because there's a lot of other people that are using that. You can also report through our website, weather.gov/MKX/reports. If you go to submit a storm report through the current hazards or go to that website, it'll bring you to this. You can put in all the information, but try to put in some contact information, even if it's just a name, email, or a phone number, because we get a lot of false reports through this page. So the more that our people that are working see that it's not an anonymous report, the more likely they are to take it seriously. We do have amateur radio contacts as well, so if you live in one of the counties, just pause it right now and try to get some contact information. That's another quick way to get in contact with our office through amateur radio. CocoRa's, the Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, great local project if you want to report rainfall or snowfall, but you can also report hail through this page, and this shows up on our workstations as well. MPing is a nice, cool new app that you can actually report what kind of hail you're getting, and these reports show up right at our office right away, basically as soon after you report them. So if you download the app, it's free. Select your report type. It'll be hail or hopefully not wind damage. Do not report tornado through this because we do not get to see who sent the information along with it. So try not to report tornado. Stick to rain, hail, and during the wintertime, knowing if it's raining or snowing can help us out as well. So here's an example from Waukesha where we had one back in March where somebody reported hail and it showed up right after the storm moved through. This actually showed up a little bit sooner than what's on here. So a really cool way for us to be able to kind of geolocate your location with the hail and where the storm is. Spotter Network is another option for being able to report. You can go through there and you'll get a little green dot that you can use to show where you are in relation to storms if you're using other type of radar software. Otherwise, you have to take a test with this and you can submit reports through this as well. But safety overall is the number one priority with storm spotting and chasing. It's your responsibility to stay safe and try to stay at a safe distance from the storms. Always obey the federal, state, and local laws. Being a storm spotter or chaser doesn't give you a right to break the law, so be sure to do that. And do not put yourself or any others in harm's way just to go and see a storm. When you are out there spotting, have good awareness of what's going on around you. Let people know where you're going, and also know your escape routes. If you're going to go to a certain location to spot or chase, relay that information back to people at home and know how to get back there or where your safe zone and shelters might be. If you do want to report severe weather, these are the other local offices that have a phone number for reporting severe weather. But again, these are just for reports only, and just want to only use that for that. If you do have any photos or videos that you take of local severe weather or any of the features that we talk about in the spotter training, feel free to forward it to me so that we can use it in future presentations of storm spotter training.